Let's talk about Aluu, one of the most painful tragedies to ever come out of Africa. I know I've talked about it before in short clips, but this story deserves more than that. It deserves a full, honest breakdown. A true crime special where we slow down, look at every angle, and ask the hard questions. What really happened on October 5th, 2012, in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria? If you're ready, tap the like button and let's begin. Trigger warning. This story is disturbing. This is the story of four university students who were brutally killed under deeply controversial circumstances. The question that has never gone away is simple, but heavy. Were these boys criminals, or were they set up? And beyond that, who truly failed them? Yes, the people who carried out the killings are responsible, but how many missed chances, bad decisions, and system failures led to this moment? The four boys were Ugo, Lloyd, Tekena, and Chiadika. They were close friends. Ugo was the center of the group, the glue that held them together. Lloyd was said to be his cousin. Tekena was his childhood friend and best friend. Chiadika was his roommate. They studied different courses, but they always found time for each other. Another key figure in this story is a man known as Bright. What we know is this: Bright owed Ugo money. How much? For what? That part was never made clear. What was clear is that Bright kept avoiding him. Every time Ugo asked for his money, there was a new excuse. Next week, I traveled. There's a family issue. Over time, it became obvious to Ugo that he was being played. Ugo didn't even know where Bright lived, so he asked around. Eventually, he found the address, deep inside the Aluu community. Several times, Ugo went there, and every time Bright either wasn't around or pretended not to be. Frustration turned into anger, and that's where everything changed. There are two versions of what happened next. One is widely known. The other spread quietly, by word of mouth, among people who lived in Port Harcourt at the time. Let's start with the first. According to the popular version, Ugo finally decided he had enough. He told his friends, and together they agreed to visit Bright at a time they believed he would be home. Very early on the morning of October 5th, they headed to his house. Some reports claim they carried heavy weapons, but many people question this. Large weapons would have been obvious. They would have drawn attention, and they likely wouldn't have made it far in a guarded community. Still, the story says they forced their way into Bright's room. Voices were raised, tempers flared, property was taken. Bright didn't have the money. Whether Bright raised an alarm or neighbors heard the noise, people soon began to gather. To outsiders, it didn't look like a debt dispute. It looked like a robbery. Vigilantes arrived. The boys tried to explain. They said they were students. They said they weren't criminals. But no one wanted to listen. They were beaten, stripped, and paraded through the community. As morning came, more people joined in. The crowd grew angrier. Rumors spread. Thieves have been caught. One person recognized Tekena and called his sister. She rushed there, only to find her brother and his friends already surrounded, helpless. She begged. She explained. They threatened her too. Imagine watching your loved one die and being powerless to stop it. There were police officers who encountered the situation at different points. Some weren't equipped, some went to call for backup. None arrived in time. By the time help came, it was too late. Now the second version. This one adds a missing piece. It says that on their way to Bright's house, the boys met a fifth man. Big, intimidating, not part of the original plan. They explained where they were going. He offered to come along. They agreed. That decision may have sealed their fate. According to this version, the fifth man did most of the threatening. When the crowd began to form, he pulled out a gun and escaped. That moment changed everything. To the vigilantes, it confirmed their worst fears. The boys lost all credibility. From that point on, no explanation mattered. It's also important to understand the state of Aluu at the time. The community was under pressure. Robberies, assaults, fear. People felt abandoned by the police, so they took security into their own hands. That anger, combined with panic, turned deadly. The videos went viral, the world watched, and because of those videos, justice, at least in part, was served. Over 20 people were arrested. In 2017, 3 of those directly involved were sentenced to death. The families finally felt seen. As for Bright, his fate remains unclear. Was he wrong to raise an alarm? Or was he scared? Should he have faced consequences? That question still divides people. This is the Aluu Four tragedy, a store